Hey everybody, back again with another video today. I guess you could call this part 2 in the Flooded Basement No Equipment series where I shoot and edit everything on my iPhone because the flood that happened in my basement destroyed my recording and video editing gear. So today we're going to talk about bridge height, specifically on a Fender Strat Style guitar. And we're going to be using my favorite guitar that I've ever had, and it's the Hardtail Squire. Ugh. Well, let's go get it out and take a look. Here it is. It's so damn beautiful. I hate that I had so many problems with it in various videos on this channel, but this is the Hardtail limited edition. Now, we did do something though to make it a good guitar. We replaced the neck in another video. Here, we put a COB, I think it's 2008 neck on it. Now, it plays and feels amazing. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Well, it's going to be a pretty quick video. We're going to talk about bridge height on a Strat Style guitar. So, the way that these bridges work, if I can zoom in. So, you've got 6 saddles, and you've got strings that are either going to come into a hardtail type bridge like this, or it's going to go through the body for a hardtail, or it's going to go through the body for a tremolo system. But either way, the saddles, more or less, are going to be the same. Each saddle is going to have 2 Allen head hex screws in them, and if you tighten the screw, it will make the saddle go up, and if you loosen the screw, it'll make the saddle go down. So, when you're adjusting bridge height or string height, there's 2 places you do it. First is up at the neck using the truss rod. That would be for your lower frets, like for chords and stuff. And once you get that situated, you move down to the bridge to deal with the higher frets. Most of the time, if your guitar is in decent condition, you're not going to have to mess with the truss rod. We will talk about that in a separate video. Today we're just going to talk about the bridge adjustment portion of it. So let's take a look at where this is currently set up, and then we'll see what we need to do. So, if we take a look here, you can see that there's quite a sizable gap up here higher on the neck. Specifically, if you look at that 12th fret, if I can get it to focus, that string's pretty high. Now here's the thing. People will tell you the proper string height using millimeters, inches, whatever. I say, unless you're setting up for a professional guitarist who wants it a specific millimeter or inch, do it by feel, do it by look. So what I do is, I like to play my guitars as low as possible. Makes them easier to play, makes you feel more confident when you're playing, especially if you're performing. Why do more work than you have to, right? So what I like to do is get the strings as low as possible without buzzing. So let's go ahead and get started. This job is relatively simple. All you're going to need is either an Allen wrench or something like this. This is just a screwdriver. And this bit is the same size as that. Typically, you'll see a Allen wrench with a head like that, but for our purposes, this will work just fine. That's all you need. This and your hands so you can feel. So, here's what I do first. Pick up the guitar, put it in playing position. This is going to be hard to see. I'll turn it around. Okay, and then I'm going to strum and open. We're going to start with the lowest E string. So let's strum that string. Notice there's no buzzing. So that's good. So what I like to do is lower it until I hear buzzing and then raise it again. And what I will do, the reason I do it that way is you want to lower it until it appears like it won't buzz. If it buzzes, raise it a little bit until it stops. And then you're good. Then effectively you're as low as you can possibly get. Now I'll see if I can get this in the shot. But if you look at this, so see how it's low up here, but see how it gets higher as it goes? That's because your nut is one point that sets the action, and to move this, you have to use the truss rod to either bend it like this or like bend it back. Well, if we lower the bridge, then this whole string will come down. See? That's just me pressing it down at the bridge side. See? So, let's lower the bridge. So, to lower the bridge, what you're going to do, grab your screwdriver. To lower it, you're going to loosen. So I'm just going to loosen this About three-ish turns there. All right, so I've loosened it. And you can hear it's buzzing already. Hear that? So it's buzzing down at the saddle. And what that means is that the two heads for the screws aren't even. So that's the other thing to look out for when you're doing this. You want to make sure that your saddle, that these two are even. Because if they're not even, then the saddle might be loose, and then it might jiggle a little bit when you strum it and cause it to buzz out like that. So I'm going to go down in there right now, and I'm going to even that out and come back. So I lowered it quite a bit, and if I strum this open, there's no buzzing. So what causes the buzz is, if it's too low, it'll actually hit the fret, and it'll cause a buzz. Or it'll hit the pickups on the other side. So now that we've done that, we're going to fret some of these and just go up the neck, see if we hear any buzzing. Looks like there's a little buzzing. Here's the thing. People complain about fret buzz, and I think fret buzz is a problem, yes. Oftentimes, it is the sign of a poorly set up guitar. However, if it's an electric guitar, you have it plugged into an amp, and you're not playing it clean, it doesn't matter that much. If you're shredding, and you're not going to use it for open rhythm and stuff, I mean, you don't want like a crazy amount of buzz where it's super obvious, but little tiny bit of buzz is not going to get picked up by your pickups. That being said, I think that amount of buzz was a little much. So we are going to raise these again. So it's one of those situations where if I want it to be as low as possible, first I have to put it too low. Then I'm going to raise it until it stops buzzing, and then I know I'm as low as possible. So if I lowered it by 3 turns, I'm going to tighten it by 1 turn. Remember, tighten it to raise it. There we go. That's just about half a turn there. Let's check it again. So there's a little bit there. You hear that? Okay, so I'm going to raise it just a little bit more, and then it should be good. And then we'll move on to the next string as another example. That one's good now. So now we're just going to do it again, because repetition is how you learn stuff. So we'll do it one more time. So we're going to do the A string now. No buzzing, right? So we're going to lower it. And remember, to lower, you loosen. So what you can do, generally speaking, with the guitar neck, it's lower here, higher, highest, highest, lower, lower. You want it to kind of follow. Some people will get out a gauge and make sure that the radius is exactly perfect, but like I said, that's for like professionals if you want to do it 100% correctly, you know, but this is like a DIY channel, right? This is you doing it for how you like it. If you like the way that it feels to be more flat across, do it that way. Great. But for me, I like to eyeball it. So I'm looking here, I can see how low this is. We just need to make sure that this is not lower than this. You want it to be moderately higher than this. So we're going to loosen to lower. There we go. And at this point, the saddle is lower, so we want to raise it a little bit. We want it to be higher than the one below it. There we go. So that's higher. Let's do our little test here. Now keep in mind, your tuning may change as you raise and lower. No buzzing. Little tiny bit of buzzing, but not too bad. So I'm going to do this string next because it completes this half, and then I'll come back. So these 3 strings are now done. So what does that do for you? Well, generally speaking, this string is going to be your highest, and the reason for that is it's the thickest, and it's in the middle of the neck. So this string can be slightly lower because it's not quite as chunky, and you get a little bit more space for it to vibrate. So what I like to do is I like to make it even with the string below it, and then slightly lower. So let's do that now. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to get down here at eye level. I'm going to take it down like this until it matches the string below it. Right there, it matches it. Now I'm going to make it slightly lower by loosening. There we go. Okay, now let's do our little test here. No buzzing at all, which means it could be lowered a little bit more. I'm not going to do that because I want to make sure that I can continue to go. Now, the thing I said earlier, you still want it to be lower, higher, higher, about the same, lower, lower. That being said, I want to have room to lower this one so that it's lower than this one, which is lower than this one. So I'm not going to lower the G string any more than it already is. What I'm going to do is lower the B string by sight. So again, I'm going to get down here at eye level. I'm going to go to the saddle, and I'm going to loosen it until it's lower than the string before it. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the string next to it, which is the E. Same deal. We want to make sure that it's lower than the string before it. There we go. So let's see what happened there. Let's make sure that we're in tune here. Now, I should be using a tuner, but all right, let's see. All right, that's about as low as we're going to get it. And we've now lowered and set the action to our personal preference. Let's plug it in and see how easy it is to play now. Here we go. See how it feels and sounds to play through an amp. I apologize, I don't have my direct input right now because my computer got destroyed. So we're gonna just do this from the iPhone. Sounds okay down here. Let's go up here. Sounds and feels good to me. All right, so that was how to adjust the string height on a Strat Style bridge. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize again for the quality of the audio and video, but I shot and edited this whole thing on an iPhone because I don't have my computer. Hopefully we'll be back to normal quality content soon. Thanks again. Please subscribe, please like, please follow me on Twitter, Big Jake Music, follow me on Instagram, bigjake.music, and join the Discord in the description. Thanks again, and I cannot wait to see you next time.